The problem that we have is that the producers aren't going to line up as long as there's an emissions cap that would require them to curtail. We are only going to accept the best deal for Canada. That is very much informed by our discussions. There seems to be an appetite to talk about getting pipelines built so that we can get oil and gas to market. While Ottawa's busy playing political chess with Alberta's energy future, Premier Danielle Smith just flipped the board. And the move she made, no one saw it coming. We don't support lifting the oil tanker ban, off the north coast of British Columbia. The 9 terrible policies that have damaged investor confidence. We're not going to get the proponents coming forward. Smith made it clear no company's building a pipeline to northern British Columbia with a tanker ban in place, and oil sands producers, they're not expanding with a federal emissions cap hanging over their heads. So the real question is, what happens when a province finally says enough is enough? Because that moment might be closer than Ottawa thinks. Too bad, David. I think caused everyone to realize just how dependent we are, that we don't have an energy east that would have allowed us to be solely reliant. Smith's latest move makes one thing crystal clear. Alberta's not backing down from the pipeline fight. Now, the province is actively bringing in private sector players to cut Ottawa out of the equation entirely. Think about it. When was the last time a premier basically told the federal government, step aside? We've got this. This isn't just politics, it's a power shift, which is why I'm asking for those 9 bad laws to be either substantially modified or repealed. Here's what gets me. Ottawa keeps virtue signaling while Alberta's economy bleeds billions. Smith called out 9 federal policies from emissions caps to tanker bans that are scaring off pipeline projects. That's not oversight. It's a slow chokehold on an entire industry. If the federal government is willing to take the political heat for it, it'll be just like Trans Mountain expansion. They can make that happen. They have the constitutional jurisdiction. Get this, the same government that spent $4.5 billion on Trans Mountain is now blocking Alberta from creating new routes to market. As one critic put it, we already own a pipeline into BC. Why spend tens of billions more? So Ottawa's fine funding old projects, but won't let provinces pursue private alternatives? Yeah, the logic's twisted beyond belief. We want all of the environmental regulations from the federal government removed, and we want the freedom to abandon carbon pricing if we so choose. Smith's pipeline strategy, it runs deeper than oil. She's launching a panel this summer to explore new ways for Alberta to assert its autonomy and protect its economy from federal overreach. This isn't just a policy fight. It's turning into a battle of control. Province versus Ottawa, and tensions are rising fast. BC is already pushing back hard on Smith's bitumen pipeline proposal to its northern coast. The pressure is building, and no one's talking about it for the pipeline project that Premier Smith is a great enthusiast of, a heavy oil pipeline project. There is no project, there is no proponent, there is no private sector money involved at all. The pipeline tug-of-war between British Columbia and Alberta is back. Louder than ever, Premier IID is firing back, denying claims that BC is blocking Alberta's proposed oil pipeline. But when provinces start openly feuding over energy infrastructure, you're not just watching a policy dispute, you're witnessing the cracks in Confederation itself. Smith has called her pitch a, quote, grand bargain, less pollution by using cleaner technologies in exchange for more port access. Despite the pushback, Smith isn't backing down. She's pushing a grand bargain, a revived West Coast pipeline plan tied to emissions cuts and Indigenous equity, environmental concessions, Indigenous partnerships, real compromises. But even that's not enough for federal bureaucrats more focused on killing projects than creating solutions. Oil is by far the most valuable export for Canada. Any of the projects that you have that you will see on the ultimate list. I will tell you that a bitumen pipeline will be by far the greatest benefit to all of Canada. Look, I get it. The environmental lobby is going wild over Alberta's latest moves. Smith's meeting with U.S. officials to pitch oil they supposedly don't want. But here's the truth. U.S. refineries do want Canadian crude, especially Alberta's heavy oil. The data proves it. Critics call Smith a climate denier, but it's not that simple. At the UCP AGM, She took aim at Ottawa and said she won't budge an inch. Because when your province's economy is on the line, compromise can start to feel a lot like surrender. Alberta's coming to the table and saying, we want pipelines this way, that way,